the more I try to let go and go with the flow and be one with reality and nature, the more there seems to be lots of caveats and conditions that this is my mind, of course, telling me that the universe is testing me constantly, and it's hard work to just be. And I end up not being. I end up trying to change and do. And I think the secret may be to surrender. Just completely give up anything I've been trying to do and try to follow I don't know what, but just to... It's difficult to just do what is in front of me, or just to be with what is in front of me.
What's difficult about doing what's in front of you?
Because I've got a lot of irons in the fire, and I'm juggling a lot of things and trying to make a living and struggling with that. And so far it hasn't been working.
Yeah, you know, when we're in survival mode, it's not so easy just to surrender, because our life is calling us to take action, or to, you know, and if you will, really taking care of this life in some way. So I think it's easy to let's say misapply so-called spiritual teachings to what's needed in practical reality. And I think it's a misuse of the teaching. So one needs to be careful about that. That, you know, you got to live your life and take care of yourself however you do. And if you want, in the midst of that, to discover what surrender is, fine. But I'd be careful about that. Otherwise, one becomes identified as someone who surrenders, and you end up having a loincloth and no possessions, and you live on the corner with a bowl, and you're identified with that spiritual seeker, right? So you have to be careful about creating another identity called the one who surrenders. So it's okay to get your life together. It's okay to, you know, be busy or have a lot, you know, to try to make your life work. At the same time, it's finding out how to balance, you know, this, if you're opening into this vastness, to find out how to balance that with, you know, your life, with what's being called, what you're being called to in your life. In other words, sometimes people think surrender means not taking action. See, it's not whether you take action or not. It's the quality of that that's the difference. Does how you pay attention create a contracted state? Does it produce more identity, or does it free one? That's what you want to look at. So surrender really is pointing very simply to whether there's opening or whether there's closing. If you really want to look at it very, very simply. It doesn't mean that you're not busy or you're not doing a lot. You could very well be very busy and doing a lot and not contracted. You could be fully surrendered and driving 100 miles an hour. Or doing 500 things and multitasking, you know, a Fortune 500 company. You could do that and be totally surrendered and completely open. Or you could be sitting on the corner with your loincloth completely contracted in the identity of being a seeker.
I'd rather be the multitasker.
Okay.
given those two choices. But I've been so overwhelmed with
That's what's happening.
with stuff.
That's what's happening. That's where you want to pay attention.